Well, it's 9 o'clock. Oh, it's 9 o'clock, and welcome to week 4, our service today. This is Creative Rootz Ministry service for soil and soul this Sunday. I'm Rev Em, one of the founders of Creative Rootz Ministry. We're a non-denominational ministry, and I'm here to welcome you, to say thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching. We see you, we appreciate you, and we are so grateful for the gift of you showing here today. Creative Rootz Ministry is showing up as an act of service for all people and all planets. We're helping you remember and reconnect you to who you were before the world told you who to be. So I'd like to invite you today to stay open and stay curious. So like the curiosity of a child, like it's the first time you've ever heard this kind of thing, because it's very likely to be unlike something that you've ever come across before. There is so much more to life than what our limited minds would have us believe. Here at Creative Rootz Ministry, we believe in one people. We believe in one society and one universe. We believe in the one love that lies beneath all that there is. The one love that accepts and appreciates you right now as you are. We join together through community today to focus on expanding our awareness so we can evolve for the highest good, for the one life and one love which creates and it creates and connects us all. So today's theme, or this week's theme, is called Finding Our Flow. For those of you who know, there's a free course I already offer on YouTube to help people to reconnect to the flow of life. And we begin from with a passage from the Tao, which Deg kindly shared with us. So thank you for that, Deg. Super appreciated. That I love the Tao, but it's something that I drop in and out of. But many people do follow it. The Tao Te Ching is also known as the Tao or the Tao Te Ching, and it's a book of 81 verses, which are invitations, contemplations on being in flow with life. It was written by Lao Tzu. It's a Chinese text which dates way back before even 300 BC, and it's still very relevant today. This is a verse that's translated by a guy called Stephen Mitchell, who was an amazing scholar, an amazing translator. Some of his work is truly fantastic. Because I looked him up, I was like, wow. So here's the verse. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. If you stay in the center and embrace death with your whole heart, you will endure forever. There is so much in this passage, so I'd like to reflect on this a little while. So knowing others is intelligence. So here I feel that it's inviting us to recognize that we are interconnected, and as an interconnected being, where we cannot survive solely on our own. We need each other to survive, each other to bring their gifts, share their love, so that we can be and grow. We can't do that without each other. So it makes sense, doesn't it, that knowing others is an intelligent way forward. And knowing is about understanding. So it's not just going, okay, so there's others. It's about really understanding that there are other people, and other people like us feel like us. You know, we may look different, we might be from all over the world, but we all have feelings, we all matter, we all have different skill sets, and together we're one big global family. The next line was knowing yourself is true wisdom. And the importance of self-awareness and meeting yourself with loving kindness is such a thing. Like, self-awareness, how the best way of describing it is to explain my self-awareness and my journey in self-awareness. It was all about self-awareness connects me with my flow. Okay, so self-awareness, when I'm more aware, more attuned with myself, the more I can flow, the more I can let be and let go of all the things that are holding me back. When I didn't practice self-awareness, I was like, the best way to describe it is, have you ever stopped trying to make water flow the way water wants to go? Have you ever tried to stand in the way of water? It really doesn't work, you know? If you try and stand in the way of on a high tide, water is such a powerful element. It is so precious, so fantastic. So when we come to know ourselves, instead of fighting that flow of life, we're actually more aware of our own flow, of the flow of life, and we can be with, we can live in harmony with, in relationship with. So as we're more aware of ourselves and we have an understanding of others, we just naturally get more loving kindness, and it's just truly wonderful, you know. The next step says mastering others is strength. And absolutely, it takes so much courage to be with people sometimes, especially family. Like, we love family, and some of us don't feel we love family, but when we hang out with people that we have that deep relationship bond with, say a deep blood bond, we recognize how much work we have to do on ourselves, you know, how much more that there is things like, I could never stand to be with my family for very long at all, for a very long time. And the more I learned to work on what I needed to work on, which showed up for me, you know, a lot and lots and lots and lots of self-forgiveness and loving awareness, like loving kindness. And now we can hang out and we can laugh and we can really enjoy each other's company, and it's a true blessing. And I've still got plenty of work to do to be able to take that further. But as we master being with others, it helps us become stronger, it helps us become more resilient to life. So we're not reacting to things, we're able to respond. No matter what's going on with them, we're more able to respond from our place of centre, from our place of who we really are. Then it says mastering yourself is true power. And the power we contain as individuals, oh my, like the power that we contain of, it's phenomenal. Just one human being, when you recognize the interconnectedness of everything, that your capacity, your brain will allow you to recognize, you can see the true amazing, like the karma, if you like, the cause and effect, which we could go down another pathway there, but we'll try and stick with this one. Everything I do affects someone else, even when I don't mean it. You know, every action I do, every thought that I think affects how my body is and affects how I respond to the outside world. Every thought I have, every action I take, I can't do something without affecting someone else. I can't even breathe without it affecting the tree and the tree affecting me. So as I am cautious as to the environment that I'm creating, you know, I'm more able to be in harmony with other people. Like, I'm more able to hold and stand in my own power, more able to recognize my own sovereignty than if I wasn't being so self-aware. So it's really important, I feel, to know ourselves and our power and take great consideration as to what's the karma of my actions. How am I showing up in the world? What can I do today for me, putting me first always, not selfishly. It's so important to put us first, and many great teachings teach this. But when we're able to come back to ourselves, we can master ourselves, and that is the true power that we contain as individuals and how we are able to be the change we want to see in the world. So the next line was, if you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. Absolutely. Like, there is so many of us who think in terms of lack, in terms of limitation, in terms of fear and doubt and worry. And that is what we're surrounded with. Let's face it, on the media today, people saying they've not got enough. And I always think of this poem that really kind of sums up enough, because enough is such an amazing word. So I'm going to just read this poem for a moment, because it really will help. I wish you enough, sun, to keep your attitude bright, no matter how grey the day may appear. I wish you enough rain to appreciate the sun even more. I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirit alive and everlasting. I wish you enough pain so that even the smallest of joys in life may appear bigger. I wish you enough gain to satisfy your wanting. And I wish you enough loss to appreciate you all that you possess. And I wish you enough hellos to get you through the final goodbye. I feel that really does sum up enough, because enough, when we have enough, we recognise all our needs are met, we can get through this moment. We recognise there isn't a lack, there's just a wanting of more. And how much more do we really need? You know, minimalist lifestyles really do suit many people, including me. And, you know, contemplate, what do you really need? Have we got food? Have we got shelter? Can we share food? What have we got in excess that we can share? We've got so much love inside us that we can share too. So genuinely, I wish you all enough. I wish you, I wish you all enough. So if you stay in the center, it was the next line in this verse. And if you stay in the center, I believe this is like, if you look at center is like the middle. When you look at balance, there's always two sides, that polarity. But if we head for the center, we find our balance. So if we're in the center of masculine and feminine, we have pure both, which is anything in balance has absolute masculine and feminine. If you stay in the center, you're far much more grounded. You can come back from a heartfelt place, you know. Whereas if you're not, you may be too left brain, too right brain. So you might be too much logic and thinking, trying to put everything in a box. Or you could be so much in your flow that you're forgetting the box exists. If you're in your balance, you create your own container, you create your own box. So you can hold yourself as you move, as you flow through life, you know. The riverbank holds the water that flows through it, but it allows it to flow in its natural, most easy route. And it's able to just adjust with the water. Now, when us men and women come along and try and change the flow of the water, change the direction, we alter the riverbanks, what we notice is the water always finds its way. And as too, we always find our flow. We always will return to our flow. If you swish up a glass of water, it always returns to balance. So there's so much stability we get when we find our center and find our balance. And it says, and embrace death with your whole heart. Accepting death with my whole heart changed how I could meet life. It changed how I could see life. It changed how I could accept what was. Because there's nothing so certain in life as change. Like, change is an amazing thing that's always guaranteed whether you like it or not. And things just naturally fall away, and some things are really big, and we as the human race, we are grieving. We are grieving for the imbalance. We're grieving because we're out of flow. We're grieving for our center. We're grieving for the life we think that we are lacking. We're grieving because we don't recognize we have enough. We're grieving for the relationships that we wish we had. There is so much grief that we hold as a generation, as a people, as a society. So when we learn to embrace the impermanence of things, we are able to live and love from a much more stable state of being. And as it says, you will endure forever. And in that life's eternal cyclical nature, no matter what, life still continues. Excuse me, I'll just get a drink. So you will endure forever, and it's hard to put that into logical words, but know that energy always changes form. So as we are now in our bodies, our loving consorts, we will one day no longer be in our loving consorts, and the matter will turn into different matter. And our state of being will be different, but that energy will continue. The energy that we contain continues in the people that we met, the people, the memories, the things that we leave behind from when we were in our physical state. We also get to live on in other energetic ways. So life is eternal, and life is in cycles. It is not linear. It just appears linear, and that's one of the great illusions of life. So I would like to explain to the best of my ability, a Taoist practice called Wu Wei. Now, Wu Wei, and it's about not forcing life. Some people get it a little bit thinking that it's all about not doing, and then they sit and do nothing and wonder what's going on. And it's not about doing nothing. It's about recognizing how life is and finding acceptance in what's there. Learning the art of presence, so feeling and responding to what is present in the moment with what energy is necessary. So not putting too much of our energy. Remember, if we're all energy, then we're energy, and the more energy we put onto other people, the less we can stay in our center. So we lose our flow, we lose our balance. Whereas if we're able to do true Wu Wei, I believe that we can be present with what is and respond without using unnecessary energy. Like a martial artist, they're able to just do things with one movement. And that one movement's like, wow, how do they do that? And it's because they understand the flow. It's truly marvellous. If you close your eyes, what do you hear? And where your thoughts are at. You see, now is the only place our awareness is at. Where is it our power's going? When we set that intention to come back to this present moment, and we can use our awareness to feel into right here where we are. We're surrendering to that moment, and we can be free from futurizing. We can be free from reliving our past. It's gone. When we really listen, that what we hear, those birds, that's balance. Those birds are they just know how to be with, in relationship to. And the wind and the trees and the plants, everything knows how to be. There's only us humans that seem to have got ourselves carried away and have forgotten ourselves. So I encourage you to try a little bit of Wu Wei this week. So just take a pause for a moment, noticing what is in our perception, because it is here in our perceptions that we can take 100% responsibility. We're able to transmute perceptions. We're able to transcend the perceptions. And we can do this through a thing called Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono helped me recognize my flow, or where I was not in my flow. It helped me to take 100% responsibility and keep turning back to me, keep bringing it back to me. And it's really dead simple, because instead of getting ourselves all flustered and feeling like we can't think straight because our mind is everywhere but the flow, believe me, we are always in the flow. It's just that we're not as in the conscious flow. Because of our awareness, we're not in that flow, but we're still in the flow of life. We're just not able to ground ourselves. But through Ho'oponopono, there's 4 affirmations. It's also known as the Ho'opono prayer. And it helped me stop my BS, belief systems, in its track, and it helped me reclaim my power. It's really simple. You say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you. And I'd say those words, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, until I'd feel the low limiting language in my head leave me. And it would be replaced with something else. Ho'oponopono helped me change my frequency. It was the practice that brought me back from the BS that I told myself. So each time I noticed what was in my mind field, each time I felt my body share a sensation with me, each time I felt something like a bit heavy, each time I felt anxious about what was coming up, I spoke the words, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you. And believe me, some days, those words, speaking those words was so difficult. And sometimes I couldn't believe them. I couldn't say to myself, I love you. I couldn't say to myself, I thank you. Sometimes I couldn't say, I'm sorry, because I was so stuck in my righteousness. But as a mantra, practicing it as a mantra, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, with no feeling to the words. The words hold a frequency, and that frequency does something until we're ready mentally to really recognize and feel, and then it takes away the BS and brings us back to center. It helps us release what we need to let go of so we can be and let be with the moment. So, I love you, I'm sorry, please believe me, or please forgive me, I thank you. And the more I come to understand the Ho'oponopono, and I've done this maybe, I think about 9 or 10 years now, the more power the words hold, and the more power that then I hold within me through saying these words, the more power I have to transmute and transcend everything that showed up. You know, you're going on a journey, or you want to go out for the first time in a long time. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you. And you could just keep going on like this in your head. You could be on a bus and you'd be saying it in your head. It's just a practice that we can do, and we don't have to put it on anyone else, but by holding that practice dear to our hearts and remembering we always have that practice, it helps raise our resilience. It helps us to sit in situations maybe with our family where we can have that going on in our head and still try and be present. And the more we're able to do that, the more we're able to clean away our BS and come back to ourselves. The more and more I could let go and let be, the more and more I freed myself from the stories that I told myself. And I had been reinforcing a lifetime of mental suffering. And I believe that I'm mostly free from that now. I wrote myself a letter back then, and I found it the other day. I want to share that letter with you today so you can feel and experience firsthand the power that we hold in our language, the power we contain when we use the law of language in the correct way, in right way. So, I mean, there's no such thing as wrong. Everything is right, you know. It's just some things take longer than others. So, just take a pause with me for the moment. Close your eyes, listening to the words as if the words were for you. So as if you were speaking these words to yourself. You'll really feel the benefit. Dear me, I know that I have made many mistakes in many different areas of my life. And I am so sorry that I made the wrong decisions, but I always did the best that I could. Please forgive me for all my incorrect choices, my incorrect thoughts, my incorrect actions and behaviour which led me to where I am today. I thank you because all these years, despite my poor judgments, that you've still stuck by me, despite the impacts on my health and my well-being. You are still there and still trying. And I am so grateful that we can now work together sharing the same goal, to move forward with purpose and direction, taking full responsibility, knowing exactly which areas need cleaning on. I love you. Thank you for listening. Since writing this many years ago, many people have also been touched by these words. And they went on then to go and transmute so many troubles. And they come back to themselves in a much easier way. The practice of letter writing is been practiced for quite a long time, for as long as people could write, really. And it helps us to express ourselves, and expression's so important. And it helps us to release, so it takes it from a thought, takes it to the action of writing, and then we're able to communicating onto the paper, even if we're the only people that ever read it, exactly how we feel about a certain situation and let it go. Another practice is you can take this letter that you write and you can place it into the fire, because the fires transmute the energy. The flames will take it and they will burn it and they will release it off to the universe, and you can see as all the little bits and all the ashes and things fly off on the wind and becomes fertile, like a fertilizer, somewhere to help something else grow. So I'm here to raise your awareness. And while it's easy to stay in the comfort zone, and it's easy to get caught in blame and shame, and it is easy to compare yourself, it doesn't help anyone, especially not yourself, to keep ourselves stuck with the stories that we keep telling ourselves, you know. But no matter what, no matter how you got to this point today where you're hearing my words through this video, just know that you're on the right path, exactly on the right path. You're exactly in the perfect place, learning the perfect things. And there is no wrong way. There is no way that's too slow. You know, we can only ever compare ourselves to ourselves. We can't compare ourselves to anyone else. It's like comparing one flower to another, because they're all just beautiful. They're all supposed to bloom at the right time. So we can try and restrict ourselves and try and make ourselves be something we're not. But when we find our flow, we're able to recognize our own path and just stick to it, you know, be in alignment with our own truth, where we can meet ourselves with loving kindness, knowing that we're exactly where we're supposed to be right here in this moment. No matter what's happening in the moment, you know, what can we learn? Where can I grow? Let me share these 4 phrases again. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. Now let's say them together. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I thank you. Well done. May the practice of Ho'oponopono support you. We will be doing a course on that pretty soon, so we can help you get to know Ho'oponopono more if it resonates. The world is full of tools. And we've got a lifetime to collect our tools and build our toolbox. So please, if it resonates with you, practice it. If it doesn't, awesome. At least you've given it a try, you know, but give it a try for a week, see how you feel. If it doesn't work, find a new practice. There is many more tools that do, all roads lead to the same destination eventually. With practice, we're rewiring our brains, and with practice, we help remember who we were before the conditioning and the condensation caught us up, and we lost our clear vision. And with practice, we rediscover our power because, like I said earlier, we are truly powerful beings. Following your flow is your way to go and to grow. Following flow is so important. So this week's affirmation is: there's nowhere better to grow than following my flow. So please say it with me. There's nowhere better to grow than following my flow. And say it again, please. There's nowhere better to grow than following my flow. One more time. There's nowhere better to grow than following my flow. If you repeat this throughout the week, you will give yourself permission to become a newer, truer version of yourself, which will then open you up to more possibilities and more potential. And who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? So join me now as we raise our frequency, as we vibe with our Creative Roots tribe for this week. As I speak these shared words for and behalf of each one of us. So just take a moment to get yourself comfortable. I am so grateful that I am here right now. And I am so grateful that you are here right now. I am so grateful that we are here right now. And I am so grateful for right use of technology. I'm so grateful that we can move in a right way, and that no matter which way we go, we're always going to be able to return to our balance. Doesn't matter. I am so grateful that it doesn't matter how many times we come off what feels like our path. We're just learning a new way to grow, a new way of things we don't need to, things we need to know so we can come back to ourselves. And I'm so grateful that we all have free will and we can all move and find our flow. I am so grateful for life's flow. And I'm so grateful that we can all grow and come together through life's flow to meet each other today. And from this space and this place of gratitude, I recognize that beyond mind and beyond matter is the one absolute omnipresence of pure goodness. I recognize the impersonal, indiscriminate and infinite law that is life responding to life's natural constant flow. And I recognize the one life force that flows direct from the one life source through and as life. And I recognize that one first cause that flowing and growing and expanding always in all ways. And from this place and space of gratitude and recognition, I feel every cell in my body, knowing that this omnipresence and omni-goodness is the absolute truth of life. This is known and experienced as the life force and life source, through and as my life as our life. There is only this one first cause which flows and grows and expands as us, always, in all ways, as my life, as the life of each one of us here. Life is constantly flowing and responding impersonally and indiscriminately as the infinite flow of and law of life that life is. And as I stand today, I am fully convicted in this knowingness that if this one life force is everywhere, then it's right here, right now, right where we are. This life force is flowing and supporting each one of us as we overcome our mind and matter, as we flow, as we grow, as we expand in our own unique way, in all ways, not just today, but every day. And I am thankful that today, that we connect through this web of life. I am thankful today and every day that we can come back to our natural state of awareness and transmute and transform through the constant law that life is. The growth and expansion that is happening now for each and every one of us here as we continue to move forward, connecting in right way through and as community. I speak these words that are my truth today as our truth, releasing them to the loving flow that is life, that is supporting our lives right now, knowing these words are already in flow motion, knowing we are already feeling results right here, right now. And so it is, and so it shall be, and so we are. Amen. Aho. Ashe. Thank you for joining us here today. We're not just here on Sundays, oh no. 7 days of the week, we're on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube. We're sharing our story, we're sharing our vision for the Creative Roots Portugal. If you'd like a prayer, we will be honoured to pray for you. Drop us a message. To support us, don't forget to click the like button and share. Love donations are welcome through Linktree. We will be running our live service, live life visioning community from Wednesday onwards at 8 o'clock in the evening, Portugal time, UK time. It's midday USA Pacific time, I believe. The info is on Linktree. We're going to put the Linktree below in the whatever it's called, thread, I think it's called, when it comes to technical terms. It's not me. The Ho'oponopono course will be arranged. Drop us a line as soon as there's enough people. We will be sorting that out. So today and every day, I'm sending out this blessing for you all. May you remember what you know. May you find your flow. May you continue to grow. And may you live from the overflow. Namaste. Have a great week.